Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So Warner Brothers has just cancelled Ava DuVernay's New Gods project she's been working on because Zack Snyder just released Darkseid in Justice League or something. Who knows? Let's take a look. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this one out, and let's get into it. So, from The Hollywood Reporter, it says Ava DuVernay's New Gods, James Wan The Trench, DC movies not moving forward at Warner Brothers. Exclusive from The Hollywood Reporter. So, Ava DuVernay, James Wan. So, the terror of the deep and the fire of apocalypse won't be felt anytime soon. Warner Brothers and DC Films' upcoming slate is moving forward without Ava DuVernay's New Gods and James Wan's Aquaman spin-off The Trench. As part of our DC slate, some legacy development titles, including New Gods and The Trench, will not be moving forward, Warner Brothers and DC said in a statement. Quote, "We thank our partners Ava DuVernay, Tom King, James Wan, and Peter Safran for their time and collaboration during this process, and look forward to our continued partnership with them on other DC stories. The projects will remain in their skillful hands if they were to move forward in the future." So, not cancelled, just put on hold. So, New Gods, which DuVernay had been developing as a directing vehicle with acclaimed comic book writer Tom King, since 2018, would have brought to the screen the comic book characters created by the late and legendary artist Jack Kirby. Duvernay, however, remains in the DC fold and is currently working on the DC series Naomi for the CW. Well, we know how the CW shows are generally not great, except for Superman and Lois isn't bad, actually. It's pretty good, but we'll see what happens. So The Trench, meanwhile, was to have been a horror-tinged project spinning out of Aquaman. And focused on the group of deadly amphibious creatures seen in the $1 billion grossing 2018 film. I saw that once, but where are all these movies stemming from? In which timeline? Justice League from Joss Whedon or Zack Snyder's, which they said was a cul-de-sac? The projects are being shelved, but like many comic characters, could come to life down the road. DC Films, led by President Walter Hamada, is leaving the door open to revisit these properties in the future. But insiders note that when it became clear the upcoming DC slate did not have a natural spot for New Gods or The Trench over the next few years, execs believed it was best not to leave the filmmakers hanging in development without a clear end in sight. Yeah, don't just be like, oh, here's your project. We've just had a bombshell drop with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Darkseid was in that, Granny Goodness was in that, New Gods, and we're just going to leave your project on hold for 4 years. Apparently. So here's where it gets interesting about DC and what they're trying to do with their upcoming films. DC is currently building an interconnected slate in which projects will feed in and out of the big screen and the small, with films such as James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which we just saw the trailer for, spinning off into the John Cena-led HBO Max series Peacemaker, based on his character in The Suicide Squad, and Matt Reeves' The Batman, spawning its own Gotham Police Department focused show, which is kind of what we already saw from Gotham, show, but I guess this is going to be set on Robert Pattinson's Batman. So this is Ava DuVernay's tweet, which I'll pull up. It says, "Tom, I loved writing New Gods with you. I'm upset that the saga of Barda, Scott, Granny, Highfather, and the Furies ends this way. Diving into Kirby's fourth world was the adventure of a lifetime. That can't be taken away. Thank you for your friendship, and remember, Darkseid is." They're talking about Aquaman and how they could come back to it, but they want to have a more standalone story than have a tie into Aquaman or the rest of the universe. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. New Gods, which would have been a sprawling tale, was complicated by the fact that its villain, Darkseid, just appeared as a major foil in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and there was a desire to have space between the latter and any new appearances. Why is that? Because I thought you said this universe of Zack Snyder's Justice League wasn't connected. This was it. The counter to that is maybe they want to say, yeah, it's not connected, and we don't want to have people watching New Gods see Darkseid because they just saw him in Zack Snyder's Justice League and think they were connected. But here's the point that falls through for DC and WB. Except for The Batman, which is going to be coming out next year, and it's going to be the Robert Pattinson's one, which is set on an alternate Earth known as Earth 2. DC is pulling its films and shows to share the same universe. Okay, so they want to set up a shared universe of movies, except for The Batman. So you can't now say, WB, that people are going to be too confused by multiple storylines and multiple universes through movies and TV shows, because you've just set up The Batman to be its own thing on Earth 2. So when people go and watch that next year, I guarantee that people are still going to be going, is this connected to the one that came out last year? 100%. And then they're going to be asking, is this connected to anything going forward with the other ones? And you're going to have to say, no, this is its own separate thing. Oh, well, why didn't they connect it to the other ones? Oh, because they want to do their own thing going forward now with other ones. So Warner Brothers wants to make it not confusing for people. This ain't it. What you should have done, keep Snyder's universe in his own, and then people can go, okay, this is the Snyderverse. This is, okay, I understand these movies. This is the Man of Steel, Batman, Superman, and Justice League ones. And then you can go, the Flash movie can have its own spin-off, which forms the multiverse. And then you can have, that's right. Here's Michael Keaton's Batman, who apparently we don't know about yet, if he's in it. Here's another universe. So we've got 3 separate universes which we can kind of connect with, and we kind of know where we're sprouting off. But with this, they're saying, we want to set up our own universe. Zack Snyder's one doesn't count, and the Batman's its own one. How's that not confusing for people who don't know what's going on? So key to setting up its new status quo will be The Flash. Yep. Which will tackle the multiverse and is said to also lend clarity to the future of the Justice League with multiple Batmen as well as Supergirl appearing. Okay, multiple Batmen. Okay. Let's see how they do that with Ben Affleck. Probably kill him off. Other projects on the slate due out in 2022-3 include Black Adam, oh yeah, Shazam 2, and then Zatanna and a third Wonder Woman. Yep, that's right. They've already greenlit a third Wonder Woman after the second one came out because it was like the biggest thing on HBO, biggest streaming movie on HBO Max. While an upcoming Superman from producer J.J. Abrams and screenwriter Ta Nehisi Coates is too early in development to say if it will be connected to the larger DC universe or if, like the Batman, will stand on its own. Oh my god, could you imagine if this new Superman by J.J. Abrams is on its own as well? DC, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Oh, we want to have our new universe of movies. Oh, except we're going to have the Batman as its own thing. Oh, we might have the new Superman as its own thing. Well, why can't you just keep going with Snyder's movies as their own thing? Doesn't seem that hard. And now you want to cancel New Gods from a black female writer, Ava DuVernay, because it's too close to Zack Snyder's Justice League, who had Darkseid, and people might get confused. WB has no idea what they're doing. They want to create this shared universe of their new movies going forward, but apparently the Batman is a separate movie, and apparently the new Superman by J.J. Abrams might be a separate movie. They want to make it not confusing for people going forward, for fans going forward. Well, you're doing a pretty shit job. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this one out, and I'll see you in the next one.